Hello, everyone, and welcome to a little in-between episode here on the show that we are still probably calling Channel ZDI, but we will give it a new name in time for the next episode. I guess we haven't really talked a lot about that. Maybe that's something we can talk about during this episode. But anyway, the point of this episode is that it's not actually like our regular episodes. It's more like a little reflection episode. We'll be looking back at, the time that we've spent making this podcast together. Me, Tristan, and Chase. It's just the three of us right now, and or me as in
the
Petter.
dream team.
Yes, the dream team. Pendio, Tristan, Meloweslow, whatever you want to call that guy, and DekuNut.
Hey.
So yeah, we don't really have a really detailed, strict outline for this episode, but we're just casually gonna go through, talk about certain things, changes that have happened to the podcast, segments we've made, just general stuff.
We're just going to chat. It's probably going to be super lame, but you all don't care. You're going to listen to it anyway.
Yes.
Give us dem views.
I think our most viewed video has 130 views or something.
That's actually a lot.
Well, I'm on the YouTube channel right now, so let's see. The most viewed video has 139, and that's episode 0.
Right, yeah, that one's been out for the longest.
That's been 2 years, hasn't it?
Other than that, the most viewed video with 46 views is episode number 1.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense as well.
But we do have 11 subscribers.
Yeah, that's not bad. Most of the videos seem to have around 40 views, around there.
Yeah, on average.
Yeah.
Probably something, yeah. 30 to 40.
Yeah, even the gag reels are around there.
I'm sure 100% of those people are from Zelda Dungeon.
Yeah, I mean, who else would be listening to this, honestly?
Yeah. It's been fun so far.
Oh, definitely.
It's been a fun ride.
Yeah, I've had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, it's been great.
So let's talk. Let's start at the beginning. Well, actually, let's start before the beginning. We did a podcast with Seth. He hasn't been on the forums for a very long time, but he started a little podcast back in 2015.
Channel Z.
Channel Z, yeah. That's kind of the father, I guess, of Channel ZDI, even though that one didn't last very long.
I guess you could say that. I mean, you and I, Petter, we were both a part of that.
Yeah.
I remember we did one episode, and then we did, I think, 2 episodes, and then, of course, with something like that, drama happens. Drama always happens. And nothing else happened after that. It just came to an abrupt end.
Yeah.
And it was really good, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I also had a lot of fun with it, and it was the first time I ever tried something like this, so it was also a very new experience for me.
Yeah, me too.
I jumped off that podcast at some point after episode 1 or 2, because I don't know, I had other things happening in my life, and for some reason I felt at the time, although I don't at all feel that way anymore, but at the time I kind of felt that a podcast or anything that you just listen to without anything visual is kind of boring. But I have completely changed since then. Today I listen to a couple of different podcasts myself now, and
I listen to
a bunch
this
of
one.
different things. I listen to this one definitely as well.
You have no choice but to listen to this one.
That's true. Especially since I was pretty much the main editor for a long time.
Oh yeah, certainly.
I became very familiar with all of your voices and my own,
and
God forbid.
The one thing that I've really learned to recognize in the waveform is Chase's laugh.
Chase's laugh.
Yeah. It's always
because it always looks the same.
It's 4 or 5 really piking little and the exact same distance between each of the little pikes. It's so good.
Yeah.
The things you never think about.
It's glorious.
Oh yeah. Whenever I was editing and I saw that in Chase's recording, and it was just a bunch of lines in the waveform. It was oh, there's a laugh there.
Yeah. Yeah. Even I haven't even edited as much as Tristan has on these videos, but even I've learned to recognize those.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's good or bad.
It's very distinct.
Yeah. It's lovely.
Ooh. It's not good or bad. It's just funny.
Yeah, definitely. So
But yeah, Channel Z. That was a good time.
Oh, yeah.
I had a lot of fun with that. I was really sad when it ended.
how, was it ever like announced to have ended?
Yeah, we got. Well, no, it wasn't.
It just
And
kind of
and the
died.
worst
All right,
part,
guys, here's the official announcement. Channel Z is no longer going to be releasing episodes.
we
Yeah.
just kind of faded into the shadows. And the worst part was that Mossy's actually started recognizing it as an official Zelda Dungeon podcast. We got front page recognition and everything.
Yeah, that is a shame. But
Oh,
hey,
well.
it wasn't for we didn't do it in vain. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I feel like
That's
this
true.
podcast it would have probably not existed.
Oh, I don't think it would, because my personal experience with Channel Z, like I was pretty much the only one that really wanted to keep going with it, while everybody else, after it kind of died, and so I had the idea because, I mean, that one was pretty limited because it was specifically a Zelda focused podcast, so it was pretty limited on what we could talk about and what we could discuss. So I wanted to do more of a community thing and have just a general forum podcast that anybody could participate in. You could talk about whatever the hell we wanted. So we talked about Breath of the Wild, which was the first one was pretty much all about Zelda.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, I mean, it is a Zelda forum,
Well,
although
that wasn't really
Yeah.
the first one.
Oh yeah, the first. Okay, so a little bit of background on this one now is that I started the project a long time ago, 2016 actually, and a bunch of people said they wanted to come on board. There was you both, I think, were involved with, weren't you?
I'm pretty sure I was.
Yeah.
Yes.
On it.
Yes, you both were. And then there was also Dan, Nigel, yes. Jamie signed on, and I think Gary was there too. And then we had a big team. It was really unorganized. Like, we weren't organized at all. And we recorded one episode, which we now have listed as episode number 0, and that one was about amiibos.
Actually, we recorded 2 episodes, but the second one never actually got released.
Right, because drama happened again.
Yeah, drama did happen.
Yeah, I think we talked about like upcoming films
More
in 2016 in that one, or 17
Right,
maybe.
the KKK, the cool kids quiz. Haha.
Yes, unfortunately, I lost in that, which eventually led to me taking over the master quiz, I guess.
Apparently, something like that.
Actually, it's because everyone else already had a segment.
We had a big discussion on superhero movies. Like, we talked about Batman v Superman, and I totally shit on that movie. I had a extremely long rant about that movie recorded. That we recorded twice, I remember, because the first time we lost everything. So we
Yeah, but
recorded
then-
again,
Yeah.
and then we never even released it.
But then we did a new one, like for like episode 3 or whatever was it? No, not.
We did a
episode
different
3.
discussion for what would have been
Episode 2.
episode 2, 3, 2.5.
It was
And
that-
then still nothing happened. I don't remember what that one was on.
Oh. But
Oh,
then,
it was gonna
like-
be on Breath of the Wild.
But then for the actual episode 3, we talked about films of 2017. And
That right.
in that one, I think we discussed like just predictions and stuff for Justice League was one, obviously, and
I think most of our predictions were most of these movies are going to suck, and that was pretty right.
yeah, sadly,
That was episode 2 of the current.
that's
current
what I
iteration
meant.
of the podcast, which came about after. I think we all kind of missed the what was Channel ZDI before. We all kind of missed it, and I wanted to bring it back again. And it turned into this, and we actually had a lot of success.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, as far as
It definitely helped that we were a lot more organized.
I think so
We
too.
were a lot more organized this time. You know, we have the Discord server, and everything is nicely laid out in different channels, and
Yeah, we had the Google
we
Drive.
have the Google Drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and we all got along. We all like each other. There was no hostility this time.
That was a good thing. That is an
Yeah.
extremely important thing. Like
I miss Nigel though.
I think we all do.
But I was really happy with what we eventually turned this podcast into.
Yeah, and I think we were also like, especially like from episode 1 to like episode, I don't know, 4 or 5 or something, we were fairly
They just got
consistent.
better and better.
Yeah, and definitely. And we were also pretty consistent during that time. It was only recently, toward the end of 2017, we started slacking off a little bit. But then, we had Christmas was coming and New Year's, and
We went on hiatus, and then we had 6 months between episodes. But that was,
yeah,
that was mostly my fault, just because I didn't get around to editing or anything.
Yeah, that's right. If you ever get annoyed that we're not releasing anything, blame Tristan.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, do you want to talk about that, Tristan?
Talk about what?
About that you won't be with us much longer on the podcast.
That's true. I'm moving on.
So we can't blame everything on Tristan anymore.
Nope.
Nope, keep blaming Tristan.
Yeah.
I am. I guess I can make that announcement now. I am leaving the podcast for my own personal reasons, just because I need to move on and focus on my offline life a bit more. But it's been fun.
It has.
And I'm glad we're able to have this little chat and look back on what we've created over the years and what we've done.
Yeah, I thought it would be a neat idea.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
This was Petter's idea, by the way, for anybody listening. So thank him.
We will be sad to see you go, but I mean, we'll carry on the torch, and obviously that whenever you want to come back, you are more than welcome to.
Yeah, always.
Absolutely. I will definitely come back at some point.
Yeah.
Not full time, but I'll definitely be back here.
Yeah.
If it keeps going, which I'm confident that you guys will be able to keep it running smoothly. Probably more smoothly than I've been, to be honest.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll do our best. I will definitely keep it up. And I guess on the topic of because this is obviously a fairly big change that's happening. One of the three main hosts is leaving, and that's going to change a lot. I mean, he hasn't just been one of the three hosts. He's also he was the guy who, sparked the idea of doing this whole thing in the first place, and so obviously it's going to change a little bit. But one other change that's happening, and this is purely coincidental, actually. It's not because Tristan is leaving. We're going to change the name of the podcast. We mentioned it briefly at the very beginning of this episode. And the reason we're changing it is because, as you probably know, the forums have changed names. It's not ZDI anymore. It's just ZD, Zelda Dungeon. It's not, we don't have that I anywhere. So it doesn't make a lot of sense for the forum podcast to be called Channel ZDI anymore. So because of that, we're changing the name. And we haven't really decided completely on one yet. But
First, some great suggestions, though.
Oh,
shout
definitely.
out to Hyrulean Hero, by the way, who gave us tons of great suggestions.
For sure, yeah. But yeah, I guess if anybody wants to give even more awesome suggestions, we're still open to see them. If you want to leave them in the comments or in the wherever. So yeah, and that's gonna start from episode 9 onward. We'll have a new name for the podcast.
Well, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make sure to get something.
Settle on something. But just
Yeah.
as an aside, personally, of all the names that have been suggested, my favorite has been the Minish Cast, and not just because of what my username used to be. I mean, the Minish Cap is still one of my favorite games, but I just think it's such a good title. It just sounds so good. It rings off the tongue,
Yeah, and that particular one actually caught my eye more than any of the other suggestions by Hyrulean Hero too. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Maybe that's the name we'll pick. We'll see.
Yeah.
It is the thing about this podcast though is it's not purely a Zelda podcast. We want to be open to anything really. So having the name be Zelda themed may not be. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It could be a good thing. But yeah, we'll see. We'll give it some extra thought.
Yeah. Well, do you guys want to do some listening to what we've created?
Yeah.
Just look back a little bit and.
Let's do that.
I've got episode 0, the gag reel open, and I just can't stop dying from Jamie going. I can't even do it like he does. But
Do you want to listen to a certain part of it or like the whole thing?
I don't know exactly where it happened. I'll try to find it here. The gag reel for episode 0 start at 150. Now, for everybody in the audience, this was during a time when we were trying to figure out what Dan's real name was, because we always called him Dan,
Yeah.
and he always kept telling us that his real name isn't Dan. So we were trying to take stabs at what it might be, and then, well, you'll hear the eventual result that we came to, the conclusion that we formed.
But yeah, it turned into quite the meme.
Yes, it did.
A pretty like internal meme, but
Yeah, I don't think we
Whatever.
ever actually announced what it was.
It's in the gag reel though, so if
I guess
anybody
that's
randomly
true.
stumbled upon the gag reel, it's a public video on YouTube. So,
all right.
all right, let's do it on 3.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and listen.
Also, we're all calling each other the names that like actual names.
Except Dan, who we all call Dan.
There, yeah.
Dan is scared
Unless
of
Dan wants to
calling
tell us his actual
Dan.
name.
Dan.
Unless he.
Dan
Actually, should we
wants
just
to-
call Dan Nigel until he tells us his actual name?
Nigel.
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 My name's not Nigel.
Is it not?
It's Jamie.
Plot twist.
This changes my whole outlook on life.
That plot twist though.
Oh wow. Yeah. Classic moment.
Yeah. So we eventually decided that his name was Nigel, and we've kept that up all the way up until this point. We still talk about it in the podcast chat and everything.
Mm-hmm.
About Dan's name is actually Nigel. It's not Jamie like
Yeah.
he says. That's a lie.
Yeah.
It's
Oh no, of
Nigel.
course not. Yeah, he's a liar. Yeah.
Have we figured out his actual real name yet, or?
Like his actual.
It's Nigel. It's Nigel.
Like, well, okay. If
It's
I'm gonna be
Nigel.
like completely serious though, I think it's Nigel. Completely serious.
I mean, if it weren't true, why would he sound so offended?
His name's actually Dan Hibiki.
Oh. Cool name.
Considering that's a character from, I think it's Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
who his avatar was and why he named himself Dan.
Oh. I didn't know that.
Trying to see if there's another specific spot in this
In this video?
that yeah. I don't know, but I remember there was a spot in while we were recording episode 0 where Jamie was like, "Fuck me, Mario," and then we all
Oh,
just
yeah.
started dying
That is in the gag reel somewhere. It's also at the very end of it, but
at
like,
the very end.
yeah,
with,
yeah, but like it's
with
in
lots of
context
reverb.
somewhere. Yeah, but it's like in context somewhere in the middle. It's actually right after the part we just listened to. So
Oh, okay.
go to 2:23. All right, 3,
all right.
2, 1, go.
We can just introduce ourselves when we start talking.
Why don't no? I say he goes. With me, I have Jamie. Hey, Tristan.
Oh,
Hi.
should we do something
like
like
that
that instead?
Yeah, I like that idea.
All right, good.
When you say my name, I'll just be like, hashtag 420 blaze it, y'all.
You say you can go with us. We have Jamie. Fuck me, Mario.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that's also a classic.
I think we should give a quick listen to the first master quiz. It was me versus Petter. We were talking about Zelda, and the last question, which was the completely BS question that was supposed to be a tiebreaker, and it was Breath of the Wild
Oh.
timeline placement. There was some pretty great stuff that came out of that.
Yeah.
This quiz theme is still catchy as fuck.
Like, it's funny, like, because I did the music for the channel Z too, like the old one.
It's the same
And,
music.
The jingle we use for the quiz is the only one that's the exact same, and that's been
Oh.
from the very first one. So yeah, that was also like an in between
Oh.
segments thing in the channel Z. The opening theme is also kind of the same, but didn't have the ZDI or CDI.
Yeah, it didn't have
quotes.
My boy.
The Link quotes. My boy.
I just wonder what Ganon's up to.
what Ganon's up to.
Yeah. They adding those quotes or those lines to the intro jingle really lifted it up.
All right, so let's hop over to episode number 1, the official episode number 1, not episode number 0, but episode number 1.
Yes.
102:35. That's where I'm at. All right, on 3, 2, 1. Fuck me, Mario.
This last question, which is really just a tiebreaker question, which you win if you entertain me.
Oh boy. Okay.
This is not the most interesting tiebreaker question I've come up with, but I'm gonna make you guys do it anyway. Breath of the Wild timeline placement. Go. You guys can just say it because I choose based on which entertains me more.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh god. Petter, you can go first.
Okay, well, I think it takes place after a 4th split of Ocarina of Time, in which
All right.
Ganondorf and Link became best buddies who drinks tea every Friday afternoon.
No. Obviously, it takes place after the Wind Waker. There's another timeline split after the Wind Waker, by the way, because the story, the Sword and the Stone, that actually happened after the Wind Waker when they pulled the sword out of Ganondorf's head, and then like Merlin and shit. It's not actually Merlin. His name's actually Gandalf. Anyway, so the guy pulls the sword out of Ganondorf's head, and then Gandalf removes all the water, and so Hyrule's not flooded anymore, and that's why the Temple of Time appears. Yeah.
So for my opinion,
and the one that pulled the sword out of Ganondorf's head is the son of Link from Skyward Sword.
All right,
because that's only 100 years between Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild.
Hey, people don't age in Zelda, okay?
I mean, that's true.
Good one.
Except for the one time where there's an entire game mechanic behind aging.
Okay, well, that's actually happened in more than one game, but still, that's where Breath of the Wild happens, is post Wind Waker in the second alternate timeline. Still seems more legit than the actual Breath of the Wild timeline placement, wherever the fuck that is.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so much easier to just explain it this way. It makes so much sense.
Makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, there's no better way to say it.
Truly.
I don't actually know which one I like better though. I really like imagining Link and Ganondorf sitting together drinking tea
Every Sunday.
every Sunday. Before or after church?
I don't know actually.
Or during?
Probably during.
Are they sitting in the church drinking? Is it the Temple of Time? Is that where they are?
Ah, yeah, that's probably it. They meet up in the Temple of Time every Sunday.
To drink tea?
Drink tea, yeah. Like I get asked though, if you remember, even because this was a long time ago, but how
on earth did he come up with this?
No, it's like how spontaneous was your answer to that? Like, how improvised was it?
It was
like, in the moment.
Like, I was completely making it up as I went along.
Yeah, me too. Like, I mean,
because,
you can clearly hear it.
I didn't know what the tiebreaker question was gonna be.
Yeah.
And instead of making like a legit theory about it, Chase said to entertain him. So I was like, oh shit, I actually have to make up something right now.
Yeah. And I literally like,
so I was like,
I said one word, then I thought of, okay, what's the next word gonna be? Like, I literally did not have it planned out at all when I started talking.
So I was like, okay, well, the Master Sword is stuck in the head of a stone Ganondorf, so if Link pulls it out, he becomes king of Hyrule or something. I don't know.
It makes sense. I like it.
I'm disappointed how vanilla my tiebreaker questions became. Tiebreaker just became, this is a question that I really like, but I don't think anybody's actually going to get it, so, bonus points.
Yeah, it's not really a BS question anymore.
I need to get back on that.
I think there was a lot of potential. Like, for the Ocarina of Time one, for example, you could have said like the funniest file names or something like that.
Who
Or,
can say "fuck me, Mario" the best?
Well, I don't think anyone can beat Jamie.
completely irrelevant that just doesn't make any sense, but is still worth points? You know, like that I think that's what it should be. That's what
Yeah.
it started out as, like Breath of the Wild timeline placement, and then, for example, episode 2 was me and Lip talking about ZD Mafia, and the tiebreaker question was make a case for lynching me.
Oh
Although
yeah, that's fun.
you're always scum, so that was
Yeah, there's no way around that.
Yeah, and then at some point, I guess the tiebreaker questions turn into something more like it was still bullshit, but in a different way. Like it was a question with an answer, but the answer was like
Was hard.
was like hard in a bullshit kind of way. So
The answer was whatever
still,
the hell you wanted it to be.
It was still bullshit, but not that same kind of bullshit.
Yeah. It wasn't like a ridiculously hard question like how many pixels of green appear in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I remember when I hosted the Master Quiz that one time, I like my
The
bullshit
most
question
recent
was,
episode, actually.
Oh yeah, it was. Man, feels longer than that ago, and that was just like what was my first Pokemon in my first game. Like, there's no way for anyone to actually know that unless I've told them.
And then they just kept guessing, and what ended up, it was Cyndaquil, right?
Yeah, that was actually a lot of fun. They said
They went through every single starter Pokemon before they got to Cyndaquil.
every single one
Poor
from
Cyndaquil.
the first 5 generations, I think, or 4 or 5 generations, and then at the very end came Cyndaquil. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't even accept when Chase wanted to ask Chespin, I think it was. I said, no, I'm not taking that as an answer. You get to say something else, because if you think I started with Generation 6, like, I don't even know what to say.
That's
Like-
sad. My first starter was Poplio.
I mean, there's people,
Yeah.
but probably pretty young people.
One thing I really like about what we've done with this podcast is that every single episode has a different cast. Like, it's every single episode of Channel ZDI has a different cast. Like, not necessarily someone new in every episode, but like, for example, every review debate has a different guest reviewer. Every master quiz has different people, different person in it. Like, I don't know. The fact I find it amazing that we were actually able to do that. Like, people were actually willing
Yeah.
to come on board and goof off with us.
Yeah, it's really cool. And also your discussion segment has had new guests and different combinations of
Occasionally.
guests.
Like,
Yeah.
we've only done it once without either of you two in it.
Oh
When
yeah, I
did
guess
it with
that's true.
Domo.
But
Domo and Yugen
even
and-
when we've been there's usually been at least one other like new person. Like
Yeah,
maybe
like
not every single time, but a lot of them.
Episode 3, Lip came on with the in the lower lounge. Episode 4,
Yeah.
Athenian was there. Episode 5, I wasn't there because I
Oh,
was
yeah.
busy.
Oh yeah.
Episode 6. What was episode 6?
That was Mad
Let
Libs. That was
Right,
the Mad Libs. That was a lot of fun.
fucking hilarious.
Best episode right there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Right.
that is probably
We
one of my
just
favorite episodes.
decided
Like
to
overall.
do something different.
Yeah.
And then episode 7 was Domo and Yugihim, and neither of you were in that one. So that, yeah, we changed it up a bit every time.
Yeah, were Chase and I in all of the ones before episode 7? Like all of the discussion segments?
Yes,
Wow.
you were.
Wow. Yeah, I guess so.
And we found out that Chase had never eaten a fried egg before.
Oh, yeah,
when
in the
during
breakfast.
episode 3 when we talked about breakfast.
Yeah.
And that was, I don't remember what we were gonna talk about before, but I remember we were gonna talk about like music, I think is what it was.
I think so
And then
too, yeah.
We got there and we were like, well, we don't know how to structure a discussion on this, so fuck it, let's just talk about breakfast.
Yeah.
I will say that discussion changed my life, and fried eggs are now
Yeah.
my favorite midnight snack.
That's awesome.
Really?
So I can officially say this podcast has changed my life.
Literally, yeah, wow. That's awesome. That
I'm
is
glad we could do
really
you a
awesome.
service then. But I just thought it was great that like we pulled that topic out of our asses. And
Yeah, like literally like
Man.
2 minutes before we started recording or something like that. We just, hey, let's do breakfast, and then we started it.
yeah, and then how long did it end up being? It was like
It was like an hour and a half or something. Oh no, that's the entire episode. But it was like an hour almost. It was really long.
yeah, it was
and
like
we could have
40,
kept talking
40,
too.
50 minutes.
Yeah, we could have
could've.
kept on easily.
There's so much you can say about breakfast.
Yeah, it really.
Yeah.
Was it the three of us and Libk
And
on
that-
that one?
Yes, and that was the same episode where we did the master quiz with Mido, the first one that he was on, when we
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about high quality video game rips. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I lost. I got destroyed in that one, but it was still fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
of course. You can't go against Mido when you're talking about high quality video game rips.
Yeah.
Oh no, and I'm the one that suggested that topic too.
I've lost the two most recent times I took part of the quiz segment, so I lost against
Aw.
you, Tristan, in episode
Right, because
1.
you did it against Matthias.
Yeah, most recent episode. As of right now, when we're recording
did you guys
this,
talk
it's not
about again?
aired. It was Harry Potter, the films, Harry Potter films,
Right.
and
Right, and Chase asked you a question that was completely unfair because it's never talked about in the movies.
exactly, it was only in the books.
What's Dumbledore's favorite kind of jam?
Has there ever been a time when I've asked a question that isn't unfair?
Okay, you know what? The cuckoo lady one was just sad.
what was that again?
The question was, why doesn't she collect her cuckoos? And she says it in game. She has allergies.
Yeah, I remember that. Didn't
That
anyone
was so easy.
Didn't anyone know that?
Nobody got that one.
Oh.
Wasn't that the episode that I won?
Yeah, the entire Ocarina of Time quiz was just really sad. Like there was the cuckoo lady question nobody got, and then there was
The Bowser's Laugh
Okay,
question
well
that
to
was
be
wrong.
fair, actually it was Ganondorf's laugh, and to be fair, I mean Ganondorf's laugh is just the post sound effect slowed down, or
Is it
vice
actually?
versa. Yeah.
Or are you getting that mixed up with Mario 64? Or is it actually the same
No,
thing?
I got it mixed up with Mario 64.
It's the same thing. I cross-referenced it because
Oh.
I had the Ocarina of Time
Interesting.
sound font, which included the sound file for Ganondorf's laugh, and I pitched it
Ah.
up to a higher pitch, and it came out as the pose laugh.
Ah, that's funny. Wow, I didn't know that. I knew in Mario 64 the boos are basically a sped up Bowser laugh, but I had no
The
idea it
more
was the
you
same
know.
in.
That
That must
yeah,
be what
that's
mixed
the
me
same
up.
same thing.
Yeah, wow. Ah, that's funny how they did the same thing in both games. Huh.
Did you know that the sound effect that the choo-choos make in the Wind Waker is a sped up argument of two Japanese men in reverse?
I did know that actually. I heard it
That's
at some
awesome.
point. It is really cool. And it's an awesome sound too. Like it's very like recognizable, iconic.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it-
cute.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, it is.
you can't mimic
But
it.
yeah, that Ocarina of Time quiz, man, that was just sad. The Pokemon one was pretty sad too.
Well, at least I didn't win that one. Like when I was questioning,
True.
like I was asked the questions. I think I only
True,
got
but if
one.
I remember correctly, there was still like the last question, like what was my first ever Pokemon question? Literally every single possible one between generations 1 and 5, and you get the very last one.
Yeah, they even said Pikachu, so.
Yeah, even Pikachu. And I guess Eevee could be considered a starter too because it's Gary Oak's starter
That's
in
true.
Pokemon Yellow.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, that was funny. Although that was the bullshit tiebreaker question, so
Yeah.
that one was meant to be BS. But
I also really liked in the Star Wars quiz, what color is milk? And neither Mido nor Dark got it.
yeah.
Everybody, if you're a Star Wars fan, you should know milk is blue in the Star Wars universe. They do that in A New Hope. They have blue milk, and then in The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker just takes it right out of the
Well, that's
tit
green
of
milk,
whatever
not blue milk.
animal.
This was
Oh, yeah, it's
before
green.
Last
Oh,
Jedi, though.
right.
This segment
Yeah, it
was before
was.
Last
It was
Jedi.
long
True.
before Last Jedi.
But green milk has appeared in the Star Wars universe,
Yes.
and it's a meme too.
Yeah.
But I mean, in The Last Jedi, it's pretty in your face.
Oh, certainly. Yeah. And it's kind of green bluish, like turquoise kind of.
It's also all over Luke's face.
It's blue-green. That's what I call it, blue-green.
Yeah. Man, I thought it was kind of gross the first time I saw that film, like with a tit. But
Fairly sure that was the point.
it's pretty
It's still
hilarious though.
gross.
It's hilarious. I
And
laugh.
honestly, yeah, it's hilarious, but I don't think it's. I don't know.
Just the
I
way.
This isn't a Last Jedi discussion. Like,
I
if you
know.
want to talk about the Last Jedi, I'll definitely join you in that later on. But this, this is a discussion about the podcast, so
Yes.
not
yes.
not Star Wars.
Good point.
But I thought that question was hilarious, just the way it was worded. What color is milk?
yeah, just so matter of factly, like, I don't know. It was good.
This is true.
And neither of them got it either.
yeah.
That was the same episode where we talked about E3
Yeah. And it's.
and
Hmm.
what? Right, that was the one with the super long Twilight Princess review debate.
Yeah, although actually, like, because, yeah, at the time, this was definitely the longest review debate I had ever done. But I feel like I might have made one longer after that at some point. I think the Scar
I think the one with
versus
Hyrule and
Vash-
Hero that you did was
yeah.
longer.
Scar versus Vash review.
Yeah.
I think that one was longer. That's one of my favorites.
The best review debate of all is the one that Chase and I did, the PC versus Mac one
Oh, yes.
from episode 7.
Yeah.
Where I lost because I asked the wrong question.
And I was just literally pulling everything out of my ass for that one too. Like, I didn't prepare any arguments. I was just like, well, whatever. I don't know what to say. I don't know.
The worst review debate, though, I think was episode 2's cats versus dogs.
Cats versus dogs.
That one was like less than 10 minutes long.
Who is more cuddly?
It was
Yeah,
me
there was
and
so
Chase.
much silence in that one.
Yeah, that was one. It was.
And you guys were just like,
it was weird.
you guys were both trying so hard to come up with things to say.
Yeah.
Admittedly, that was the first RD. We didn't really have much of a history of what we were supposed to be doing.
Yeah, but it's fun to
Yeah.
have that out there just to see how much we've like progressed since the early days of like episode 2 and around there.
Yeah,
I feel like
one of these days I want to just marathon all the episodes.
yeah. Yeah. I wonder how long would that be? Like they're all like at least an hour or at least around an hour.
Oh, that'd be around 10 hours probably.
yeah,
With
something like
episode
that.
8, it'd be
think
probably
so.
10 hours or more.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, yeah.
Wow. Including episode 0 and the gag reels. Although the gag reels are just like 6 minutes.
It could have been much longer.
The gag reels wouldn't really fit in a continuity.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
You say that like we're discussing the canon of the series.
Uh,
Do you guys have any idea about the ZDI podcast timeline?
I think it splits about 3 times.
it's more convoluted than Breath of the Wild's timeline placement.
Splits 4 times after Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. It's all about
The channel ZDI timeline placement, considering I think there was like a part of episode 8 that was recorded before episode 7 was released, or like a part of episode 7 was recorded back in September and then not released until January.
yeah.
The channel ZDI timeline is pretty freaking convoluted, but
Probably more convoluted than tea drinking Sundays.
Zelda.
Yeah.
Then tea drinking with Ganondorf in the Temple of Time on Sunday, every Sunday.
Every single Sunday. Don't miss it. But yeah. It's been a
But yeah,
blast. And it will continue
it
to be a
has
blast.
been. Oh wow! Look at the what the fuck? Look at episode number 7. Look at the comments section on YouTube.
I know.
I don't know.
It's
Why?
it's just Tristan. He's like second, first, ninth.
And I think I liked my comment with the channel under the channel CDI YouTube channel.
No, it's actually it's me liking that
Oh,
because I can see that I've thumbed it up through my personal chat account.
have I thumbs up all the? This is the important question.
Okay.
Have I thumbs up
Yeah,
all?
sir.
Oh,
What's
who
that?
are- we get a guest appearance from someone
From
that
my
Chase
mom.
knows. From
Hey,
your
Chase's
mom.
mom.
Awesome.
She can probably not hear me, but
No, she can. Please find to let me finish doing this.
the ultimate question is, have we all gone on our personal YouTube channels and thumbs up every episode yet?
I don't think I've thumbs up a single episode.
I think I have actually on every single one. I'm going through them all now, and yes,
Nice.
yes. Oh no, wait.
I
Not-
haven't.
I have not done it on the first couple episodes.
Oh.
Or wait,
I'm
wait,
going
wait.
through and doing it now.
No, no. It's just two ones that I haven't. It's the episode 1 and episode 2. I haven't.
I thumbs up episode 5 on my own.
Oh. That's the one I didn't appear in. Thanks.
Dude. Wow. But yeah, I thumbs up. I've thumbed up all of them except for episode 1 and 2 for some reason.
Nice.
Guess
I'm gonna
those
have to
weren't
do that
as good.
myself.
But those two still have, like, episode 2 has 1 thumb up from someone, and episode 1 has 2. Episode 2 has 1, and episode 2 has, wait. Episode 1 has 2, and episode 2 has 1. Okay, there we go. And neither of them are mine.
Ooh, I wonder whose they are.
Oh,
Yeah.
guys. The episode 3, my comment on episode 3.
Episode 3.
What's your comment on episode?
Dear concerned listeners.
I have, in fact, had multiple fried eggs since we recorded this.
Yes.
Not a fan, but now you are a fan.
Wait, not if you said not if. Whoa.
I undercooked my first couple.
Oh, but now you are a changed man.
And Princess Nikki was commented on that one. Shout out to Princess Nikki for commenting on our episodes.
Woo!
And being an active listener. Actually, she's listened to every episode as far as I know.
I think
because
so,
I remember
yeah.
talking to her about it in the shout box when we released episode 7. So
Yeah.
shout out to Princess Nikki.
I'll have
Yay.
you know, I am the one person who liked episode 2.
Oh, wow. By the way, Princess Nikki, if you're listening to this, you better come on the podcast at some point.
Yeah, we'd love to have you as a guest. Man, we love our listeners. We know there's not a whole lot of you, but we love every single one.
We do. I'm making a heart with my fingers right now.
Me too.
I'm not, but just pretend I am. You can't tell anything different.
Yeah, good times.
But yeah, it's been really fun. I mean, it's been a bit inconsistent at times,
Yeah.
but it's been fun.
Yeah, and actually, I'm pretty impressed, like, with us. The fact that we're still doing it, like, and we've been doing it like all this time.
After a year, it's been a year.
Yeah, it's been over
And
a
it's
year.
still going.
Like, episode 1 came out in
We recorded that last February,
Yeah, and
or was it? It might have even been in January.
maybe, but it was
when we
uploaded
recorded it.
in like the middle of March last year.
March 2nd. March 2nd was when we first released it. It wasn't uploaded on YouTube until later.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah,
because I was uploading them on SoundCloud for a little while first.
Oh yeah, and then that turned into
and then we ran out of space.
Yeah, that's
So.
we didn't even realize that could happen until it happened. I remember I was like pissed at someone like for a while because I thought like, hey Chase, did you delete the oldest episode?
I don't have that power.
I don't remember it exactly, but I remember I was like a little bit irritated with someone because I thought someone had started like deleting the video or the recordings.
And I mean, the podcast thread on ZD, like I'm not signed in, so I can't see it right now. But it has like what five or six pages because lots of people responded and people actually
Yeah.
like it and listen to it. So
Yeah, that makes us
you know,
happy.
it does make us happy. It makes me happy.
Yeah, it makes me warm and fuzzy inside.
I started this, and this is what it's turned into.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through actually right now on my phone and thumbs up all of the previous episodes that I haven't yet thumbs up. Let's see.
Yay! I'll go ahead
Channel
and thumb
ZDI.
up episode 1 and 2 real quick. Okay, there. Now I've thumbs up to them all. I'm a true fan of myself.
Yeah. I thumbs up one of my own videos that had like an equal like and dislike ratio.
Oh, that's funny. Man, I used to, like, back in the day when I used to do, or I still do my silly little whistle and guitar, video game music covers on my channel. I've been doing them since
You haven't
2000.
done any in a while though.
Yeah, I haven't. I made 1 or 2 last year, but kind of like spread apart. But yeah, I don't do it a whole lot these days. But I've been doing it like on and off since 2010 or 11.
I have some more plans for my own YouTube channel too. By the way, everybody listening to this, check out my personal YouTube channel, Slothy Cyrus. Who knows? After my departure from this podcast, you might get more things. You might get more from me.
Yeah, we'll
on that
put
channel.
a link in the
Who knows?
comment in the video description.
Let's just put in a link for
Yeah,
everybody's channel because everybody here has a channel.
Absolutely. And Chase, what's your channel called?
Triforce.
Yeah,
Actually, no, it's
exactly.
just Trip now.
Oh yeah, you changed
it's
it.
just Trip.
And what do you do on that channel, Chase? I mean, I know, but the
I
others
mean,
don't.
it's mostly gaming stuff. I've been streaming a lot of Fire Emblem 7 lately, but I'm thinking of trying to run my own podcast eventually if I have time.
I mean, you have done one podcast thing.
Oh yeah,
on
I did
there.
do one podcast episode where it was me, Lip, and Penn talking about the what we wanted to be on a roster for Smash 5. So yeah, you can go listen to that.
Yeah, it's a blast.
I think I'm already subscribed to you.
Probably
You
are.
better. I have 2 channels, although I'm like one of them is older, and I used to do stuff there before, and that's the one I mentioned before. I'm doing like video game covers and stuff with
Fornith
pilot
music.
glasses. That's Fornith music. I don't even know what Fornith means. Actually, it used to be called 493 music, and then I just kind of like turned 493 into a word, and it became Fornith.
Oh.
And that's the origin of that. Anyway, I don't do a whole lot there anymore. My main, I guess, channel right now is.
Fortnite is a video game,
It is?
I guess.
Cool.
Interesting.
Anyway, my channel that I upload the most to right now, although that's not too much anyway, but it's still more, is one called Leon Morris, where I upload my original music that I write myself.
Is that like? Do you consider that your stage name?
I do.
In a
I have,
sense?
yeah, since like 2 years or so ago, I have been considering
Cool.
that my stage name. And it like Leon and Morris are part of my actual name, although none of them are like my first name, but they are in my name, so it's not completely made up.
Oh.
So yeah.
I see. My YouTube channel, Slothy Cyrus, I upload I've done lots of stupid goofing off shit.
I've seen some
And
of it.
I've started taking my channel more seriously lately. So I've got some music covers on there. You can check out if you want. I plan to
Yeah.
do more.
Check it
soon.
out.
Check it out.
Yeah, totally. And I guess that works as a, well,
Ending?
ending, kind of. Like, we have advertised ourselves, so why should we do this anymore? No, just kidding. Like, I don't know. Or, like, is there anything else you'd like to add about, the times that have been?
Yeah, it's been fun looking back on what we've created and what we've been able to do,
Yeah.
and thinking about like what I started. It makes me feel happy,
Yeah.
You are the father of the podcast.
indeed. And it's kind of bittersweet to be leaving, but
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
it's-
doing it for my own reasons.
Yeah, and I understand that. I respect that totally.
There's a time for everyone to ride off into the sunset. It'll come for the two of us eventually as well.
Exactly.
Probably, although I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, no, it's weird to think of a life without ZD again.
It's going good for me so far. Oh, and in case it wasn't clear, I've kind of left the forums too.
We need more players for Shrek Mafia, Tristan.
I'm not joining any Mafia games.
Shrek Mafia is going to be ancient history by the time this episode comes out, probably.
But I'll probably have a blog post coming up soon on an update on what's going on lately
Sounds good.
and why I haven't really been around.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was fun.
It was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun remembering all of these old memories.
Yeah, being able to look back on things and laugh at Jamie's Peach impressions.
Yeah, and actually, it wasn't in the recording of the thing because I guess we didn't record the whole call we had back then. But I was the one who triggered him into saying that because I said it first when we weren't recording, and then when I said it in that kind of way, and that made him want to say it when we were recording. So I'm like
Nice.
partially to blame for that.
Nice. But I think that should probably about wrap this up, right?
I think so too. Yeah.
So it's been fun.
It's been a lot of fun, and thank you, Tristan, for your time with us.
It's been great.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you.
And I promise not to cry.
Thank you guys for being so awesome
Thank you for
and
being
helping
so
bring
awesome.
helping bring the idea to life
Yeah.
and
Thank
carrying
you.
on from this point.
We will carry it on. And yeah, I'm really awful at ending stuff, like ending calls, ending segments. I just make it super awkward every single time I try.
How about we just end it halfway through a sentence?
Like, Mido
Yeah,
does
like
that.
we could just be
every-
random. We could just like be randomly rambling about Mido in Discord calls.
Yeah.
just
Mido
he's
does
in the middle
that
of
every
talking,
time.
and then talking about random shit, and then suddenly
Let's have that as the ending.
Fuck me, Mario. Fuck me, Mario. Fuck me.